And joining us on the line all the way from Canada, we've got a great talent. Amy Nelson joins us. G'day, Amy. How you doing today?
I'm doing so good. Thanks for having me.
It is a pleasure. Love the opportunity to be able to have a chat with you and talk about your music. And I'm particularly interested because it says here in the information that I've been given about you, and that's because you've got a new song out called Good Intentions, which we'll talk about. But it says that you're a vibrant singer, songwriter, musician, and multi-enterprise businesswoman. How do you manage to do all of that?
I don't sleep very much. Actually, while I'm talking to you, it's 9:30 at night here where I live, and I just finished up all the classes for the evening at one of my music schools. So I've got some music schools here in Canada, and it's busy, but I'm just one of those people that has a lot of energy, I guess.
Have you found over the last sort of 12, 18 months with all the COVID thing that being out, like you're seeing kids come to your music school, your singing classes, and are they embracing it more? Are you seeing that there is more of a passion to do this than there ever has been before?
Well, a little bit of both. I mean, there's more of a passion. I think there's more of a passion for live music, and people really, really learned how much they were sad without it.
Yeah.
But the music schools are tricky because it's like schools. I know it's the same for you guys, but we get started up, and then we have a lockdown, and then we start up again, and then we have a lockdown. So it's there's definitely a passion for it, but it's a tricky time.
How is the COVID situation where you are at the moment? You're all okay? You're safe? Are you doing shows or anything? What's it like?
It changes on the daily.
Okay.
But, I mean, yeah, like where we are I live in a province called Saskatchewan, and we are a very small populated place, a lot of rural areas and a lot of smaller centers. So we don't have a giant Toronto or a giant Vancouver or any of these massive cities. So we're a bit lucky in that sense, but it just keeps going up and down, and we're all just ready for it to go away.
You're not alone there, Amy. You're not alone. We want it to go away as well. Yeah, we've had enough.
Yes.
We've had enough. And we want to get out and do gigs and do things. So your song Good Intentions, was that inspired by anything that you've been going through, or was it like to do with COVID, or was it way kept separate from all that?
Well, separate from COVID, Good Intentions it's like the title track of my new album, and it is sort of, I think, the song that so far in my career, this is my third album I've released, and this song, I think, sort of defines who I am as a person. So all the Aussie country music listeners that I've met, or the people in the industry there who have met me, they would be like, oh yeah, we know her. She does fall up the stairs, just like the song says, and she does say the wrong thing, but she is very well-intentioned. She's got a great heart, but she's just a little bit quirky, we'll say. But so I think the song just is a really good example of who I am in general.
Well, I had wondered that listening to it. I thought, I wonder if this is more about you, if it's a bit more autobiographical than you're letting on. But you've just confirmed that for me, so I'm glad you did that, and it's good to know. One thing that got me about the song...
And it's the first song... Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, one of the things that got me about it was that there's a bit of rap in it, and it's not all that often that we hear rap and country music together.
That's exactly what I was just going to say, is that it's also just it's a little bit out there, but it's definitely me, and I like all styles of music, and that little rap part, it's a bit of a surprise, but I love it. It's my favorite part about the song.
Well, as I said to you off air, our receptionist, admin girl Kelly, she loved listening to it when she heard it this morning, and so she wanted us to keep playing it. And when I said I was chatting to you, and that she was excited, so I dare say it's a song we're going to be hearing a lot more of. So you can rest assured that.
I love it.
Well, Amy, you said about this album that it's very much about you. So you've got this album. It's coming out. When is there a chance you'll eventually get to Australia? What's that situation going to look? I know borders are going to be hard, but is getting down under something that you've done in the past? Will you wanting to do it again?
Well, I was hoping you could tell me when I could get there.
Yeah, well, I thought you might be easier to give me the answer because we got no idea. They won't tell us.
Yeah, well, before COVID, I had just finished my 10th tour. I played at the Gympie Country Music Muster over there, and that was my 10th time coming over to perform. And so I don't think you guys are going to be able to get rid of me. It's just a matter of when I'll be back. But, the moment I'm able to, I can't wait because for me going back and forth so often, it's been difficult to not be able to get over there. It's sort of my second home, and so
Yeah.
I definitely plan to be back as soon as possible.
What are some of the other songs on this album about? You said it's about you, so you're going to be taking us to some places that we wouldn't normally get to. You're opening yourself up and really sharing with us. What can we expect?
Yeah, a few of the others that I've released so far. There's a song called Ish, which is just about how sometimes people just can't commit, and they sort of make plans, break plans, and it's like, come on already. Like, why do you have to say ish? Can't you just, commit already? And so we've got Ish, and we had a song called Hey Love that we released, and Don't You Dare Do It, and they all follow the same lines as my personality, a little bit quirky, usually pretty upbeat and positive, but with my little sass sort of weaved within there.
Yeah.
And this one is no different, that's for sure, but we've got probably a couple more coming out. And then I've got a big label deal in Canada where we're working on a brand new album. So it's hard to keep up, but there's a couple more coming from this album, and then the new one's coming out right away. So it's lots of excitement. Even though we're all stuck at home at times, there's lots of things going on.
Well, that's good to hear. That's very good to hear. As I ask all Canadian artists that I speak to, who's your favourite hockey team?
I have to say the Regina Pats, because it's not one people have heard of, but they're like my hometown team. So the name of the city I live in is Regina, and people in Australia have a good time with that.
Yep.
That is after they figured out how to say Saskatchewan. So I live in Regina, Saskatchewan, and that leads to many conversations. So the Regina Pats are my favorite hockey team. Okay,
we always have to ask to find out which team it is. It's always good to know. We like to share that, so thank you for sharing that. What was the first song that inspired you to go down this journey of being a performing artist and a love of country music?
I fell in love with the Dixie Chicks. I didn't listen to country music growing up. I hate to admit it, but I did not. And then I found the Dixie Chicks, and then I just sort of fell in love, and then it went from there. So I started taking guitar lessons and found the Dixie Chicks, and they led me kind of to all the other places. And what's been neat is coming back and forth to Australia. There's so many musicians that live in Australia I hadn't heard of, and have gotten to know their music. And some of the artists in Australia I've brought back to Canada with me. So there's a couple artists I'm sure you're familiar with, but Christy Akers came over back to Canada with me, and we played at the Calgary Stampede. And then I brought the next one, Haley Jensen, and so she came back to Canada, and we played Calgary Stampede, and we also did another one called the Dauphin Country Fest, so another big one here. And I just found there's so many great artists in Australia that I'm learning about, which is also really cool.
Well, I've spoken to both Kirsty Lee and to Haley. They're great talent. So if you've spotted that as well and brought them to Canada, that is fantastic, because they are very talented. And I dare say you've all got some good things that you can share. And so is there any chance of, say, the three of you doing a song together? Interesting.
I was doing a radio interview the other day, and we were talking about how there's some Canadian artists and Australian artists doing some duets and some sort of, it seems like it's always a male and a female, and they said, who would you like to do a duet with? And I said, there is some really, really talented female Australian artists. Maybe I could do a duet with a female artist, but a trio would be even cooler. So, I don't say that's, I think that's a possibility, for sure.
I think it's one you need to explore, and next time I'm speaking to Kirsty Lee and Haley, I'm going to be mentioning it to them. So this has got to happen now, Amy. It's got to happen.
I like it. It's a great idea.
I think so as well. And now that I'll happily let you claim credit for it, but I didn't mind inspiring. So what's next?
It was Clayton. It was his idea all the way.
Yeah. So are you doing any shows around your area at the moment? You got a tour? I know you said about the album out, and you've got a new deal that's coming and that. So you're doing any shows at all?
We've got a lot of things that have been shut down, restarted, rescheduled, just like everybody. But we've got our big Canadian Country Music Week coming up in November. So fingers crossed that will still happen. And we're sort of holding out till then with the new deal and with the new songs, and just kind of laying low, and then fingers crossed November will be a big month.
It seems to be the same way here. So yeah, it's very much it's a similarity to us here. So hopefully that all goes well. Well, Amy, it has been fun chatting to you. I know it's late at night, so I thank you for taking the time to talk to us. Good luck with everything. Hopefully we can chat again soon. And I especially look forward to our conversation about the new trio song that you're going to be doing with Kirsty Lee and with Hayley. I'm looking forward to that. But we've got your song here ready to go for all our Flow listeners. If you could please introduce it for us.
Absolutely. Flow listeners, I hope you love my new single. It is called Good Intentions. My name is Amy Nelson from Canada. Enjoy.
Sometimes I talk before I think, I'm drunk before I drink, I roll my eyes before I even have a chance to blink. Say something stupid like when's a baby due, slip and tell you that my granny has the same dress too. My train of thought is like a locomotive, I get lost a little bit caught up in the moment. So if I make a bad impression, we'll try not to get offended. Cause I got good intentions, yeah, I celebrate my many imperfections, and I'm still trying to learn my lesson. I might be misunderstood, my intentions are always good, 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 good intentions. Sometimes I'm quick to turn my nose, I step on people's toes, wind up in the craziest scenarios. I curse a little much, come off a little tough, and then I tell you, your boyfriend sucks. My train of thought is like a locomotive, I get lost a little bit caught up in the moment. Cause I got good intentions, yeah, I celebrate my many imperfections. I'm still trying to learn my lesson. I might be misunderstood, my intentions are always good, good, good. My intentions are always rough around the edges, ain't always the best perception. And from your point of view, this road I'm paving's where I'm headed. But hey, that's alright, cause I sleep at night knowing all my cards are on the table, got nothing to hide. It ain't a crime to drop the ball, break down the walls, do all the right things and watch everything go wrong. If I got good intentions, good intentions, yeah, good intentions, yeah, I celebrate my many imperfections. I'm still trying to learn my lesson. I might be misunderstood, my intentions are always good. I might be misunderstood, my intentions are always good, 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 good intentions. Yeah, you'll never have to wonder, you'll never have to guess, cause what you see is what you get.